All right, today we are diving into a true classic, Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seriously, if you ever feel like you're just drowning in chaos, this is your 5-minute guide to finding some serious clarity.
So let me ask you something. Does this feel familiar? You get to the end of a crazy long day, you are completely wiped out, but you look back and you kind of think, wait, what did I actually get done today? Did any of that frantic running around move the needle on what really matters to you? You know, Covey had the perfect name for this. He called it the Treadmill Effect. You're sweating, you're putting in the effort, you feel exhausted, but you're not actually going anywhere. He saw that being busy is not at all the same as being effective. And he gave us the map to get off that treadmill for good. So where do we start? Well, Covey's whole approach begins from the inside out. Before you can ever hope to win with other people, you have to master yourself. These first 3 habits are all about building your personal foundation, what he called the habits of private victory.
And that whole foundation, it starts with the most fundamental habit of all. Be proactive.
What does that actually mean? It's simple, really. You are in the driver's seat. Reactive people, they act like passengers. They're always blaming the traffic, the bad weather, their boss, everything but themselves. Proactive people, they grab the wheel. And check this out, because this is the key difference. Reactive people waste so much energy on things they have zero control over. But proactive people, they focus all their energy right here, inside their circle of influence. That means their own effort, their attitude, how they choose to respond. That's where your real power is. Okay, so you're in the driver's seat. Great, but where are you going? That brings us to habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Covey uses this incredibly powerful metaphor. Just imagine it. You work for years, climbing this ladder, hustling, sacrificing, and you finally get to the top, only to look around and realize your ladder was leaning against the wrong wall the entire time. It's a tragic thought, right? That's what happens when we chase success without a clear direction. So this habit is all about becoming the architect of your own life. Think about it. No one would ever build a house without a detailed blueprint first. You need to create your own blueprint for your life, a really clear vision for what matters most in your career, your family, your health, the whole shebang. So you've got the wheel, you've got the blueprint, now it's time to actually drive. And that's habit 3, put first things first. And this is just a brilliant way to think about it. Imagine your time is this big, empty jar. The big rocks are your huge priorities, your health, your most important relationships, the deep work that really moves you forward. The sand? That's the little stuff. The endless emails, mindlessly scrolling social media. Now, if you fill your jar with all that sand first, you'll never ever have room for your big rocks. But if you put your big rocks in first, all the sand and pebbles just kind of fit in around them.
Okay, so once you have that solid personal foundation in place, you can move outward. Now you can start winning with other people. This next set of habits is all about collaboration and effective teamwork. These are the habits of public victory.
And the cornerstone of any public victory is habit 4. Think win-win. You know, so many of us are taught to see success as this limited pie. If you get a bigger slice, that means there's less for me. That's a scarcity mindset. But truly effective people, they have an abundance mindset. They know that by working together, we can actually make the whole pie bigger for everyone. It stops being about me versus you and becomes about finding a solution that's amazing for both of us.
All right, next up we have a habit that will literally change every conversation you have. Habit number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood.
I mean, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? We're all guilty of this. We're not really listening. We're just reloading, waiting for a gap in the conversation so we can jump in with our own point. Effective people do the opposite. They practice empathetic listening. They listen with the genuine goal of understanding where the other person is coming from. That builds incredible trust and, ironically, makes people way more likely to listen to you when it's your turn.
And when you truly understand others and you're always thinking win-win, you unlock something incredible. You create synergy. And that is habit number 6.
What is synergy? Well, it's when 1 + 1 = 3, or 10, or even 100. It's that creative magic that happens when you combine different strengths and viewpoints to create something totally new, something way better than what anyone could have come up with on their own.
And finally, we get to the habit that makes all the other 6 possible. This isn't just one more thing on your to-do list. This is the master principle that keeps the whole engine running and stops you from burning out.
And that is the 7th and final habit, sharpen the saw.
Covey tells this great story about a guy in the woods frantically trying to saw down a tree. He's sweating, he's exhausted, he's getting nowhere. And someone comes along and says, "Hey, why don't you take a break to sharpen your saw?" And the guy snaps back, "I don't have time. I'm too busy cutting." And we all do that, right? We hustle so hard that we forget that the most important tool we have is ourselves. But sharpening the saw is the most effective thing you can do. It just means you consistently take time to invest in the 4 key parts of your life: your body, through things like exercise and rest; your mind, by reading and always learning; your heart, by nurturing your relationships; and your soul, through reflection, meditation, or connecting with your purpose.
And that's the path. It's so logical. You start with yourself, you become proactive, you begin with the end in mind, and you put first things first. Then you build on that to win with others. You think win-win, you seek to understand, and you synergize. And to make it all last for a lifetime, you constantly renew yourself by sharpening the saw.
These habits aren't just cool ideas to know about. They're principles to actually live by. They build on each other, day after day, to help you create a life of real purpose and impact. So the only question left is the one for you. Which one habit are you going to start practicing today?